Today's video title says it all, as Envoy absolutely goes in as we once again get this matchup of the Titans that everybody wants to see. So before we get into the film, I'm actually going to let you guys listen in. I'm going to pause it and talk about what's going on rotation wise and stuff, but I want you to hear exactly what they're talking about throughout the entirety of this one. But as a recap of this scrim, this was unbelievably close. So the first map was Crossroads, which Atlanta won 155-250, so they won by about 100. Second map was Garrison, which we're going to be watching here, which OpTic won by about 80 or 90. And then after that, checkmate, Atlanta won by 4. After that, Moscow, OpTic won by 50. And then the last map, Raid, OpTic won 250 to 229. So I think as we go ahead and get into this actual breakdown, one thing that I want to mention as we're watching this is I think that OpTic's getting a little bit better at maps that we weren't so sure of them on. So just to try to explain that, checkmate, they have been absolutely terrible at checkmate hardpoint. They basically lose it to everybody. Until the last week or so, they've been beating some pretty good teams on it, and in this one, they only lost to Atlanta by 4 points. So what that does for me is I don't really think that OpTic can hang with Atlanta on Crossroads. I just think Atlanta's SMGs are too dominant, very similar to what they have to face with Dallas on Crossroads Hardpoint. So what that does is you can't have, if you're not great at Crossroads, and Atlanta's probably going to beat you on Crossroads, you can't have another hardpoint map that you're also bad on. So the fact that they're getting better and better at checkmate means if they can just veto Crossroads, then sure, we'll play Garrison, we'll play checkmate, we'll play Moscow, we'll play we'll play any of those other 4 maps, but we don't want to play Crossroads. So that's the one thing that I take away from that. But as we get into the video here, you can see that they are inside of P2. OpTic got this original spawn. It does look like they gave up spawns there as they were watching the push through top green. They didn't have spawns for P1, so they lost P1, which is to be expected, but they're doing a nice job of holding time inside of P2, and I like this flank route here from Envoy trying to rotate over. Looks like Arcides was holding him from caution. We'll see if he's able to get through, but like I said earlier, I want to be able to listen to more than what we normally do. So I'll still break things down. I'll still pause the super important moments. But for now, let's go ahead. Let's listen in as we're about to rotate over towards P3.
Yo, one could have spawned lights. One could have lights.
Yeah, he did.
Headlights.
In the back. You get a trophy if you have one?
I got one.
In the back right now, Alec. 2, 3 in the back.
I have my life here, so I'm gonna go play tools. Play tools off spawn.
Back right, one shot.
Dead.
Back tools, cell, one bullet.
I'll put it
Hell dead. Back left.
He got me right side L, Alec.
Absolute.
Back right now, Alec.
Back right. Yeah, that's him.
I just shot a trophy too. Holding back right. It could be tool stairs. On time, in tools.
I'm on me.
Full stairs, one shot.
In the back, Alec. In the back, Alec. Once on the back.
I have my life here.
Behind the square.
Yeah, I'm trying to as well.
I'll play green.
He's close hill, Sam.
Close hill got me. They're gonna push out front.
Make sure we hold right.
For the first time today, I just want to bring up our mini map real quick because I thought OpTic did a tremendous job right here playing basically defense on P3. So obviously you want to have this back spawn as you work your way into P3. That's how you go ahead and get the majority of the time there on P3. But OpTic had control of P2. So as they pushed over through P1, the thing about P3 is that even if you don't have those dominant spawns, you can still win a lot of those gun battles because you have 2 major power positions. You get pushed up here inside of caution, you can easily get kills as Atlanta's trying to run off spawn to get towards P3. You can also go front of P3, and there's a heady right here where, again, as Atlanta tries to run in over towards, so they're coming up off of spawn, they're trying to go towards P3, you can get killed from caution. You try to go this way, you can get killed from who's set up on the left side of P3. So even though they weren't able to flip, you saw Envoy leave with like 15-20 seconds left inside of P2. Even though they weren't able to flip, I thought they did a really nice job of just being annoying and keeping Atlanta off time. And now, as they get the last 7 seconds here, OpTic is still going to have a lead as it rotates over towards P4. Let's go ahead. Let's listen back in.
holding right. Yo, can anyone get time right now?
Yeah, I can.
Vent and vent. There's two vent. Two vent.
Vent. Flat. I said on time, on time, on time.
Respond to green. Respond to green.
On time on you. Hurt, half health, half health. Good job.
Nice,
All
good job.
on the back.
He went towards five.
Pick up right, pick up right.
Yo, two out right, guys, at least. I'll get your deep, I'll get your deep.
I need the right cross. They have
They
trophies in
can't go
there
in
actually.
vent, unless someone has a
Looking
cross.
over you,
One
Matt.
tools, one more
I can't
vent.
really see it. I can't really see it.
They're hitting vent heavy. Hitting vent heavy.
I'm looking over you, Matt.
Yo, close.
Alec and vent dead.
Oh, one shot.
I got him. Three. I got three.
Good job, three.
Let's go,
Three.
vent.
Get over. Get a hit.
Let's
Yeah,
go,
he
man.
hit vent. He hit it.
Hit me on time.
Absolute P5. Absolute P5.
Him, dead.
Nice,
I'm
good
looking
job.
over you, Vent. Yo, help me on
I'm
time.
looking over you. I'm
Yo.
looking over you.
I have your plat push.
I'm on plot. I'm on plot.
Yeah, you get up, right,
Yo,
man.
plot dead.
Maybe Venom on you, Seth?
He's under time, under time.
Under time.
Plat dead, plat dead.
Yo, deep mid, behind the flat bed. He's sit left side mid. Ed. One in the back.
Start backing up. Start backing up.
Here, right again, guys. I'm going to get time. Backing
Nice one
up.
out.
No.
In tools. Stop shooting. Each team killed.
I have your right.
I'm looking.
There's.
Just for what it's worth right there, it's just a phenomenal job out of OpTic on both P3 and P4. As Atlanta leaves P3 to try to get to P4, they want to push out over towards 1 so that they can get to top bridge, get those power positions, and then get inside P4. OpTic just did a phenomenal job of keeping them out of P1, keeping him out of vents so that they couldn't get to those power positions. They were able to get time inside of P4, and now you see ENVOY starting to work his way up towards mid-map. When it comes to P5, you can easily be spawn killed in the back towards P5, so you do have to get some map position, but let's go ahead, let's listen back in.
Jump up here small.
Green up, peek at me.
Square again, one shot.
Alex, green dead, green dead, green dead.
He's still square. No, right side square.
Yo, vent spawns still.
I don't see square.
He's in the corner. Okay, good job. I'm giving him back spawns.
Two bet, one more cat stairs under some shit. One guy's low cat in the corner, one shot Seth.
Cat dead, I got him. They're back spawns, back spawns.
Yo, we're flipping, I'm blocking flat.
Back left.
Back me
Wait,
if you.
under in plat. Last guy. That's the last
Back
guy. Nice.
Yeah,
Good
nice.
win.
Jump.
On the back of me.
Yeah, I'm
Just
blocking.
you block, good
I
job.
spawn vent. I'm gonna try to go get green.
Spawn.
I have green. You
He's going green.
I'm in green. I'm in green. Okay, here.
in lights. Last guy.
I'm so close to streaks too.
That's just making me.
Hey, just keep playing your life, Brennan.
I'm playing.
I'll get
green.
bottom mid. Watch him run time.
Could
be
be
your
like
vent,
BCD or something. Yeah, you could be vent.
Watch him, I'm watching over you.
Watching vent.
In small simp. One shot small simp. And one's on me green. They got me green. There's two
Yo,
green side.
lights, Alec.
Two green sides. Tell you what's in.
Nothing small.
Lights, Alec.
Lights Alec went to bottom square. Dead. We're gonna
Nice,
start.
two.
Top green.
I need a top green. There's two of them up there.
No, let's go straight.
Hey, one in the back.
Stop green going back.
They
Going back.
Yeah, we just spawned out.
You look for simple cell. Top green.
He's on.
He's on the satellite.
Alex
On the satellite,
mid,
really weak. He's half out,
Alex
close
mid,
to
Alex
streaks.
Bottom mid now.
He's
Dude,
outer
shot top
hurt.
green, bro.
I was trying
I
to
got
help
out
you.
of old.
He pushed through old.
Top cat. Out dead.
Nice. Someone block the back. Are
Push
you
me
blocking the
bottom
back?
mid, bro. Bottom mid easy.
Bottom mid, easy him twice.
I will just say real quick that it was a risky play. So towards the end of P5 on the first set of rotations, ENVOY was the last to spawn, and he pushed up forward inside of P1. So they essentially, what they wanted to do is they pushed up towards P3 so that Atlanta would spawn over towards P5. When those spawns came in, they were essentially the only way that pays off, because right now the end result is that they don't have time inside of P2 right now. Obviously Atlanta's getting time inside of P2. The only way that pays off is if you're able to spawn trap Atlanta over towards the left of P5 so that you can get the majority of the time inside of P1, because P2 and P3 are major money hills on this map. So even though they pushed up when P5 was happening and they're giving up all this time inside of P2, it's not the end of the world, because they were able to trade out and get so much time inside of P1. So all they have to do now is just make sure that they can hold down this time for P3, and in the end, they end up being up a ton of points, rather than, even though they did end up give the time inside of P2.
Back right.
They're playing the back heavy right now. Playing the back heavy.
So hurt here.
I flash one tools.
Yo, one guy's
Tools dead.
In the back.
I'm gonna flip.
I got two in the back.
Yo, they're in the back.
I pushed this out.
I'm gonna go front wall quick.
Yep, they spawn back there.
Alec, keep back hurt.
I'm going to yo.
I'm dead, bro.
Tools too.
I'm floating.
Two in the back. Two in the back.
I spawned out. Yeah, floating.
Tyler's tools weak.
One floating. Cell floating.
I spawned back.
Yo, one shot on time. He's going
Let's
front
get
wall.
this.
Or he's going towards tool side. Tools.
Nice. One
Nice.
trash.
Cell's still floating. Cell's still
Spawn
floating.
trash. One floating. Last three. Two spawn trash. One floating.
I don't see this guy floating.
They're gonna hit right again.
Top floating. Top floating. Low.
Still floating. Floating dead.
Got one. I'm hitting old.
Yeah, I'm so hurt here.
Meet up green.
I'm old dead. I'm just playing my life.
Don't push
Yeah, I'm
too far.
not.
Don't push too far. Back the fuck up.
Yeah,
Back the fuck up. Set.
We're good.
I'm backing up.
I'm backing up.
Go to grab time step.
Yep.
Grab jump
Yeah,
on
I'm
time.
holding right. I'm holding right. I'm holding right. I'm holding van.
I'm Steve back right now on the van.
That's a great call right there out of Formal telling Scum to back up, because if he pushes too far forward, they're going to capture that spawn for P3, and then they would end up getting spawned. So Atlanta would be spawned over towards P5. They would have the advantage for P4 and P5. So just a nice heads up play. I know it's something minor, but nice job of backing up so that they could retain these spawns for P4 and P5.
Help me, help me,
I'm spawn dead.
He's in hill with me, like, this way.
Hill
Under
dead.
floating. Under floating.
Under floating and flat too. Low mid tanks and flat.
Yeah, I'm dead, bro.
Wrap right.
He's under trash and one's flat. Under
Are you
trash and
spawning?
flat.
Yo, vent tree,
We're spawning green, spawning green.
Jump. Working low mid.
We should try to contest some of this time.
Yeah, let me
Oh,
know.
lights.
I'm working low mid.
Behind floating, Tyler, one shot dead.
In time dead.
Top floating.
Floating dead,
You're
dead,
running
dead.
on mid.
Let's
Running
go
on
out,
mid.
let's go
I
out.
like that.
Nice jump.
Nice.
I spawn here.
Stay on time. Stay on time. Helping plat.
Back tool, two back tools.
I needed back to
Don't
the
trigger
middle.
middle.
He's going vent. He went vent.
Dead.
2 plat. Another one plat. Top plat.
Raining flat. They can try to spawn behind me, guys.
Yeah. They are. They are. I am.
Dead.
Spawn behind me, guys.
I have your push mat. Stay down.
Saying
Are
no.
they still plat?
Okay, but yeah.
I got Cell in the back. Another one close left. Not hurt.
Lots of dead.
Watch up in the back.
Jump.
Dead.
Help.
One.
Leave this spawn.
Oh, in the back still. In the back.
Back up.
Get his alley.
I have.
Oh, he's going alley.
Bricks, so.
Oh my
I got
god.
naded.
More there.
I have this still. Just off
All
the
over
top.
bricks, guys. All over
I'm in
bricks.
bricks.
I have your right side
I'm
bricks.
just holding square.
Hanged up,
You're
hanged up,
Square.
Right side
Actually,
bricks.
just
Right
held
side
square.
bricks.
One shot square.
I got 2. Another one going to time. He's behind
One on
boxes.
that side, one on
Behind
that.
time. Fuck. Cells in the back.
Dude, remember square. Go below mid. Go low mid.
Control.
He's under lights and hill.
Wait for
I
square,
destroyed
wait
the
for
trophy.
square.
And lights dead. No more close lights. I got two.
Square dead.
Three dead.
Three.
Cells, guys.
And
Plat green.
small last guy weak. Small last guy weak still.
Dead.
Time.
I have time. Yo, hold time. I'm in bricks. Could be
We're spawning green.
vent behind us or no?
I will say, as this comes to a close, that's also a great call that as they spawned over towards P1 at the end there, they made the decision to go. I can't stop this on the scoreboard for some reason. Envoy, bring up the scoreboard. But I like that decision to go over towards square, because if you try to run through mid or if you try to run through lights, you can get caught mid-sprint basically as somebody gets on top of a heady. But if you go towards mid and you go over towards square, now you just have these close quarters gun battles. And if you win those, you have an easy route inside the hard point. So I like that call there. As you can see, Envoy goes 40 and 21. Absolutely goes off, does 5,300 damage. If you look at the damage scores on the other side, you have nobody else in that 5,000 range. So just a great map out of him overall. And again, another scrim between these two Titans. One team won 3 maps, OpTic won 3 maps, Atlanta won 2 maps, and they still seem to be right there with each other. So if you guys are new around here, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I put out a brand new video like this every single day. Leave a like if you don't mind, as it really helps out the channel. And with that, thank you guys so much. We'll see you in tomorrow's upload.